They just said.
Okay,
Perseverance,
ditto.
like balance.
Stand in prayer to make sure things work out.
Anyone online? Bueller? No?
I remember I had a car once, and I bought a new car. It was a used car, but it was a convertible red Mustang, and I was living in San Francisco, and I remember driving around, and I'm like, I did it, like I made it. This is it. Convertible, yeah. So for me, that was a moment where I felt successful.
I think that makes sense. When I moved to LA, I was really into wanting the Jeep, but I rented an apartment where the Jeep didn't fit in the garage, so I got a Porsche instead with the top down, and
Nice.
didn't have a job, but.
Right, exactly. In LA,
Gotta love real estate. I
In
just
LA,
sold
you
my
don't-
place in New York, so I bought a Porsche.
Nice. All right, let's move on to the next one then.
So Brian and Samantha out of the office. Samantha is not out of the office.
Not
She's
yet.
sitting right here.
Brian's out.
But Brian is back next week, and there you go. I guess they deserve vacations.
And I'll be out Friday and then back on Wednesday.
And real quick, processing of things while Brian's away.
A great question.
I just asked that question,
I was
especially
not
with an
given
anniversary in the middle.
I was not given any info, but I can reach out to, once Joey gets back, I'll ask.
There's just a little lease check we're checking
Yeah.
Same.
out. So, yeah, got it.
Okay, so yeah, I don't have forwarding instructions, but yeah, I'll find out. Sorry about that.
Quiz time.
Oh, that looks like fun. Thanksgiving potluck. We've had these. I think we normally do like a sign-up sheet, don't we? So we don't end up with a bunch of desserts.
We'll have it on Wednesday, November 20th. It'll be after the team meeting.
It's usually really good food.
Get your yams ready. Yams. Get your
Yams.
yams ready.
So welcome to our new agents. Are any of them physically here or online?
Stacey Harris Green is joining our office.
Yes, she is.
I love that. She's awesome.
Yeah, you know her as well? Yay. Okay.
She's done a lot of work at the board. She's a CAR director. She's just a really powerful woman. She's super cool. She's knowledgeable. She's just a really great person.
Awesome.
And a great contact for all of us. She's a wealth of information. I'm so glad.
That's so cool.
That's great.
That's
Feel
exciting.
free to reach out and welcome her, and yeah, very nice. And then we have Philip Senegram, which is Steve Senegram's son, is
I was going to ask
running
that.
He looks like a graduate.
Yep, it looks like USC.
An economics graduate.
Right, economics. Well, it's red, so I was thinking USC.
Well, it says economics on it.
Yep,
Good.
nice.
So smart. That's good.
Yeah, so he'll be working with his father, Steve. And then Josh Ford joined us, and he is the boyfriend of Tracy Bates' daughter.
Oh.
So yeah, so keep it in the family here.
There we go.
All right, happy hour. We had a great happy hour. I'm so glad you all came.
Oh, that was super fun.
That was super fun. We
huge
got a
turnout,
few
too.
photos, got a couple photos. It was at the Cat and the Fiddle's new location. And we had the patio area. And
Where is
yeah,
their new location? They move from time to time.
yeah.
They
it's on
moved from
Highland.
Sunset to Highland, where, you know, the old Highland grounds in Mud Hen.
Yeah, they'll live in building 600.
Are they in the
It's
same
been there a
place?
little while.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought they moved. I've just seen a new location. I thought they moved.
Well, it's, you know, the one on Sunset
one
was there
on
for
Sunset.
30 years.
Yeah.
Is that Stacy? That just walked in. So John Valentine was very excited.
We were just talking about you. Welcome.
Yeah. So we've got you up there, Stacy. You gotta welcome. Welcome. Cool. All right. So yeah, we had a great happy
Yeah,
hour.
thank you for organizing that.
You're
It
welcome.
was fun.
It was a lot of fun. We had a great time and so glad you guys could show up. So we try to do a mixer a month. So this month is probably our Thanksgiving potluck will be our mixer. All right. So this is basically a series that I've started of like how you can interpret the office as your team, because we are here as your team to support you in whatever way a team would support you. For example, if you want accountability and you want to be, held accountable, Joey can do that. We have call lists for you. We can help you with goal setting, homeowner information, our title app, role-playing strategies, resources, partners. So like we are here for whatever it is you need to be considered your team. Yeah.
That's great.
Okay, change your command password. So some people have gotten emails, some people haven't, some people have gotten fraudulent emails. So here's the key. You have to change your password in command. That's just where we are right now. So just go to command as you normally would with your username and click the forgot password button, and you have to create a new password. So some fraudulent emails have gone out that look like they're from KW, but it's very obvious if you look at who the sender is, the urgency of the message, and then there's a button. Don't click that button. Just go into command as you would mykw.kw.com or however you get in, and just forgot password and set a new one. It's got to have 12 characters. It can't be your last 4 previously used one. You have to include numbers, special characters, capital letter, and lowercase letter.
Thank you for that, because I tried to do that this morning and it kept saying the password didn't meet the requirements, but it didn't tell me what the requirements were.
There we go. So yeah, so just create a new one. It's a good thing, good practice to
And
do anyway.
for anybody that maybe did click on the link, is there any,
I'm not sure
do
what
you
happened.
know what?
I
you
don't know what it took.
Okay.
No. But yeah, any questions on that? How to change your password? If you want to do it now, we can wait a minute. You guys can pull out your phone and do it. No? Okay. Great. Okay,
What is this?
The Investment Network just came out with a $10,000 bonus. If we're paying a $10,000 bonus to every agent who closes a sale with their with our investment network before January 1st. They will give you a bonus $10,000. And they are legit.
So they will you both represent them and get a 10,000?
No, you don't represent, well, they have their own agent, so it actually doesn't come out as dual agency. They have an
okay.
agent, but they don't take a commission.
Got
So
it.
you are getting the full commission plus $10,000.
Ooh.
They're impressive. So if you haven't worked with them before, like we saw a house yesterday, empty, total fixer, investors walking through, like that would have been a great property for that listing agent to run by the investment network first. They're with a different Keller Williams office, so I'm not sure if they know about it, but that's the scenario. It's like, why have open houses? Why have people through if there's major stuff that needs to be done? Just get a cash offer. Boom.
Yep.
I've closed 2 deals with them and I'm very happy with them. Cool. Any questions online? Okay.
Upcoming classes with Christy Bailey, Halloween, define your value, 11.1, generate your leads and grow your database, 11.4, capture leads with open houses, 11.5,
It's session 2.
capture leads. Oh, I see, I got it. Oh, look, capture leads, and capture leads. You have 3 days of capturing leads.
Of learning how to capture leads.
Well, one would assume in 3 days you could implement
Correct.
some of it.
Correct.
And the morning show, which I miss. I need to get myself up a little earlier. It's awesome. Lorna, Tracy here? No? Well, they're there at 9 o'clock every Monday through Thursday, and I think Joey does Fridays, so.
That
If
is
you-
correct, and I am here. Sorry, sweetie, I'm just double tasking, but yes, you guys, you're always welcome to join, even if you've never been on it before, even if you've been on it and you have to come back, we'd love to have you. It is never too late. There are so many great things we talk about every day, and we're here to support. So please try to join us.
They're a little club, but they're a very welcoming club.
It's a big club, big old giant club. No, it's as big as every day is a different experience. So it's as big as that day decides.
Cool. We have script practicing Tuesday and Thursday morning. The Zoom link is in your education calendar, which is pretty much attached to most of the Rise and Shine emails. It's also in your initial resource email. Hi, Janet. The Rise and Shine email?
No, the script practice.
Oh, it's just a Zoom link
Yeah.
in the
And
calendar.
there's somebody running it and.
Hollywood Hills runs it. I haven't been on it. Has anyone been on it?
Once.
And what did it look like? Did it?
Role play and, good scenarios. I think I got the email for a script from the email, like have a script.
Sometimes they send out scripts.
Download.
Okay. Great. So Scott Leroy.
So Scott Leroy has new agent orientation, opportunities overview, command website setup, and database overview getting started. And Scott Leroy is really good, especially if you're new and just trying to set up your command. They're very, very helpful in getting your contacts into your database, that kind of stuff. It's worth a phone call. And obviously attending the classes.
All right, mentee group meeting. So we'll be meeting after at 12:30 in the training room for new agents or seasoned agents if you just want to get a refresher and see how it is and maybe offer some guidance. All right, Brokers Caravan. Went out yesterday. Does anyone want to share about any of the properties we saw? Anyone online? We saw an amazing house in Hancock. Was someone going to say something? Amazing house.
The
Yeah,
last
go
one
ahead.
was great. The last house we saw was great off of Gramercy Place.
What was great about it?
It was just ready to go. It looked nice. The details were good. It was refreshed and it just seemed to have everything.
Nice. Thank you, Bobby. Cool.
And what were you were talking
I was gonna say, there's one in Hancock Park that's built in like 1953, and it looks like a time capsule. It's the most pristine property I've ever seen that's that old, where there's not a crack in a tile, there's not a chip in the paint. It is unbelievable.
Which one?
What was that? Does somebody else, Bobby, do you have the address for that one, or maybe Hudson?
Oh, the one that Cecile had?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the, all the built-ins in the kitchen, the blender built in on the countertop, and it had a rotisserie brick oven like in the kitchen. Just the condition was really cool. It's gonna take a unique buyer. 17,000 square foot lot with a pool. I mean, it's quite a property. Yeah.
It's on Beverly.
Right.
It's on the corner of Hudson and Beverly. It's
Right.
4 million.
4 million.
It's about a little under 1,000 square foot.
It's cool. Okay, Fire One Coaching, Carolyn, Beverly Hills and Hollywood Hills, Monday and Friday, 10 a.m. The link is in the calendar as well.
Course services. Andy, you with us?
I am. Hi, everybody. Well, we're still a little off on the bond market. The markets are a little on edge with the upcoming election. We got ADP jobs report today, and that sent the bond market a little further up. Payroll rather was higher than anticipated. So, on the surface, it looks like the economy is growing and jobs are plentiful, et cetera. That isn't necessarily the case. We have to factor in seasonal workers, et cetera. So we should start to see those employment numbers start to dip towards the end of the year. Just sit tight and be patient. That's all we can do, right? That's all I got.
Okay. Any questions for Andy since we have her? Nope. All right, thank you, Andy.
May, we want to know, are you doing a vision board this year? Vision board class?
What's
Did you hear
that?
that, Andy? Star wanted to know if you're doing a vision board class.
I hadn't thought about it. Possibly. It depends how the rest of the year shakes out, right? It's a little wacky. We could look at that.
Cool, thank you.
Start.
Duncan, are you online? Duncan, are you?
Duncan?
Jonathan?
Jonathan, you here?
Jonathan? Jonathan from
Okay, Jonathan is in the house, but doesn't have anything to say today.
Just remember that he can help you with seller net sheets, estimated net sheets. You know, if you're going into a listing appointment and you have a little bit of information, they can put together a seller estimated net sheet, which people always like to see hard numbers for their properties. All right. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness.
Now we get to the fun part. Happy birthday, Aviv and Gregory Basement. I don't know how to say that, sorry, but happy birthday. And congratulations on closed escrows. Angela has 2, Village Green and Hollywood Way, on Tron on First Street, Dae-Young Her on Rogers Drive, and Alex and Tiffany together on Clark. Yay!
Congratulations.
New escrows. Yay, Olga, congratulations. You got that in quickly. That's Olga's La Puente listing. Stella Meyer has one on Cascadia. Tim on Bellagio. Moonwook Kim on Lincoln Avenue. Ted Kim on Shell Avenue. And Laura Anderson on 24th Street.
Great job, great job.
Everybody. And Sean Chang has a closed lease on Grand Avenue.
Nicely done.
New listings. Pete has a really beautiful mid-century with spectacular views in Baldwin Hills on Don Milagro. You can see the details, and if anybody wants to talk about it.
We'll be open Saturday and Sunday, 1 to 4 each day. Had a great open house this past Sunday. It's like 7 people, I think.
Oh, it's great. Do you have an offer deadline on it?
No, it'll just be as it comes. I'm definitely doing it this weekend, and then we'll see what happens after Sunday. Get offers and go from there.
Is it already renovated or is it in need of help?
They did a lot of renovations, including like HVAC, roof, redid the pool. The only thing that's not updated are the bathrooms. It's very livable. It's one line, but some of my fix up the bathrooms, but everything else is very good condition as well.
Okay.
Tiffany Park has a 4-bedroom, 3-bath on 7th Street for $1,849. And leases, Tiffany Chin has a 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $3,300 on Carlsman Drive.
Pocket list.
And pocket listings coming soon. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about? John and Chuck.
We've got 1601 North Fuller, number 302 coming up. It's going to be $899. Beautiful corner unit there just below Runyon Park. Really a good unit, really nice condition. 2 and 2, about 1,500 square feet, nice balcony, views to the west.
Any amenities in the building?
I'm sorry?
Any amenities in the building?
Pool
Okay.
in the building,
Great.
parking, yeah, underneath, garage. We've got 3345 Berry, B-E-R-Y, coming, Studio City, just down the hill on the other side. Around 2,000 square feet with a pool, fluffing it up right now. It's going to be probably $1,899. Nice house, gonna need some, I mean, we're putting some lipstick on it, but it's gonna need some things, right? So but it's perfectly livable, it's lovely, bit dated, dark woods, paneling, that sort of thing, but really great quality.
What style is that?
Traditional, built in the late 60s, 2-story, traditional. Anything else? And then we have duplex on Meadowbrook, 1258, 1260 Meadowbrook, 2-1 each. Big lot, around 178, 8,000 on the lot, so room for an ADU and a junior. So that's, there's some opportunity there, probably 1.5-ish.
Oh,
Coming,
Perfectly livable, but it's gonna need to be updated.
yeah, coming middle of November.
Is it gonna be vacant?
Vacant, both units vacant. They just
Wow.
bought.
Somebody called me looking for something like that. I will try to remember who it was and let you know.
anyone else? Pocket listings are coming soon?
No, but I actually have a listing.
Okay,
New to us.
share with us.
Do you want to come up here, Stacy, just because there's people online, they might not be able to
And they haven't met
hear you and they haven't met you?
Yeah.
Hello.
We welcome.
There we go. There we go.
All
Fabulous.
right. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I have a single family. It's in View Park. It's 5317 Angeles Vista. It's a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. It's a very nice Spanish style house. It has a terrace in the front. It has a balcony from the primary bedroom. The kitchen has been renovated recently where it's an open concept. It's actually 2,200 square feet on a 7457 square foot lot. Does have a pool, has a nice backyard area as well, patio, grassy area in the backyard that's partitioned from the pool as well. And let's see what else. Does have a renovated bathroom. The other 2 bathrooms are a bit dated. So it's in between because it does have the fully renovated kitchen, open concept area, but the rest has been well maintained. That's what I'll say. 1843. View from the balcony, from the patio, from the primary balcony, bedroom balcony. I'm sorry? No, it's a 2-story. So it does have a 2-car garage in the front. It has a 1-car landing space in the front as well, and then it has a 4-car driveway. So you can enter, it doesn't have where you can enter from the garage into the house, but you can drive up the driveway and enter from the side into the kitchen. Okay, so hope to be open weekend after this coming weekend. Okay,
Thank you.
all right, please call me.
So wants and needs and fill the bucket. Anyone?
Quiet crowd today.
Yeah.
Anyone online need anything? Wow, okay, that is a quiet meeting.
This is a very mellow day today.
So Janice, come on up here.
Is it okay if I hand out some things that will?
Sure, yeah, of course. So Janice is gonna come up. She's a friend of mine. She's been a reverse mortgage lender, and she's in the President Club of Mutual of Omaha Mortgage, and she's brilliant and a great resource, and I wanted you guys to meet her. Hi, Janice.
Thank you so much.
It's okay.
See you.
Oh, all right. Please share.
So I brought with me today a little bit of literature about using a reverse mortgage to purchase a home, which, by the way, is not commonly done here in Los Angeles for a number of reasons. Partially because the values are so high, and secondly, because it's such a competitive market to get under contract on a home that you like. And of course, if there's a cash buyer, many sellers will just choose to go with a cash buyer over someone using a reverse mortgage to, to purchase the home. But we do pre-approvals. Once we have that pre-approval, we're good to go. We like to say as good as cash. And so I just wanted to go over a couple of facts with you about using the reverse mortgage to purchase. But before I start on that, I want to let you know I did bring you a gift from the faraway land of Burbank. I brought you Portos. And I mean, like, who doesn't love Porto? A way to win friends and influence people, you know. I'm shamelessly trying to do that. But I also want to let you know that November 19th, I will be back to talk about what to do if you get a listing and it has a reverse mortgage on it. How do you help the family? How do you expedite, you know, the escrow and getting everything done? Because it can be a little tricky. And I've been in the industry for 20 years and I have a lot of experience on the servicing side. Plus, being with Mutual of Omaha, it's important to note that as the largest reverse mortgage lender in the country, we have connections with all of the servicers. So if you do ultimately have a listing with a reverse mortgage on it and the owners are saying, we're getting, you know, correspondence from the lender saying they're going to foreclose, let me know about it. I can help. Okay. So if you'll open up this little handout, there's a matrix where it says H for P program down payment matrix. And it only goes up to $600,000, which, let me say, this is going to be best used to entice people into listing their home and potentially seeing or envisioning where they're going to go. Because a lot of people, they figure, oh my gosh, if I sell my home, what am I going to do? And I'll end up with no money once I put cash down on a house in the desert. Well, I get it. This is an alternative to putting down cash and paying cash for a house in the desert. It will enable sellers to keep more of their proceeds from the sale of their home right in this area. So what would you say to someone that you're trying to share with them or make them feel more comfortable with the idea of selling their home and going somewhere that's going to be sustainable for them? And the top example I can give you of that is little old lady living in a 2-story home, has not been upstairs in years because her hip hurts, her knee hurts. She's not looking to go up and down the stairs. That is such a trigger to say, you know, this house really isn't well suited for you anymore. What about going into a single family home? Which of course in the desert, there are plenty of them. And I'm using the desert as an example. It could be Las Vegas, it could be Arizona, it could be a lot of things, but a house that is going to be better suited to their physical changes that they're going through. So if you look at this home down payment matrix, these are just very, very loose numbers, but let's say they're buying a $600,000 home in the desert and they are 75 years old. They would need to bring about $326,000 to the transaction. It's very different from a traditional mortgage where a person would say, I'm going to finance 80% of this house. No, these days we're financing on a reverse mortgage about 50% of the value of a house. Why would someone elect to put down 50% versus trying to get qualified for a traditional mortgage on their new forever home, let's call it, in the desert? Well, the number one reason is that they don't have the income to qualify for that traditional mortgage upon which they're going to have monthly payments, and they're really living off of their Social Security. When we do a financial underwrite on a reverse mortgage, we are only looking at Social Security, pretty much for the most part. If you have Social Security, you're golden. We can get you into your new house because you're also bringing about 50% of the purchase price. We look at your credit, we look at your history of your property tax payments, a history of your homeowner's insurance payments. So we do a little financial underwriting to make sure that you have taken your household expenses very seriously in terms of having paid things generally on time. But it is so much easier for someone who's retired to qualify for a reverse mortgage to purchase their next home. So when you have someone who needs a little, you're talking about a vision board, some people can't envision themselves anywhere else other than their home, even if their home no longer suits them. How are you going to get them to start envisioning what could be for them? You can talk about this. And you can say, you don't have to take every penny of the proceeds from the sale and put it down on your new home. You can finance about 50% of it. And let's say they're going to have maybe $600,000 from the proceeds of the sale. And we know they're going to bring maybe $350,000 to get into their new place and finance it using a reverse mortgage. They're going to have maybe $300,000 that they're going to be able to give to a financial planner and say, I want to buy an annuity or just manage this for me and give me monthly income, which is what I need. That's going to put your client in a much, much better position than going into or staying in a home that no longer suits them, that probably has deferred maintenance that they can no longer afford to do. So there are a lot of really good reasons to get someone out of a house that no longer suits them and into one that does, like a condo or a patio home in Cathedral City or Palm Desert. It's something to think about, to get them thinking about what their life would look like with friends their age, with a home on one level, no mortgage payments to make, and cash in a bank account that they can count on to have their income. So it's a way to get your foot in the door, to talk to them about that. It's another tool in the tool chest. And I'm here as a resource if you have any questions. I've been doing exclusively reverse mortgages for close to 20 years. So there's very little that I haven't seen. Yes.
So I have a question. So when you talk about a lot of the homes in the desert, they'll have an HOA fee because it's a community.
Mhm.
So are they paying the HOA fee just out of their?
Yes. So they would be paying for their HOA fee, for their property taxes, and their homeowner's insurance. So those three things they would have to pay. So, like anyone else who's shopping for a house in the desert, if they know they have just X number of dollars and the HOA fees are going to be $1,500 a month, maybe it's better to look at one that has $500 a month HOA fees, because they're all different types of properties there. But it's something for them to think about how to make a move in their lives and how it can actually work much, much better for them than this house that's too big for them, that they can't get up and down the stairs anymore. And yes.
Janice, is 600 the max, or that's just what's on the matrix?
It's just, that's what's on the matrix.
So loan amount max for the program?
Well, the FHA lending limit is a little over $1.1 million.
So it's by that guideline.
Exactly. So if a person is, buying a $1,100,000 home, maybe they would be bringing about $500,000 to the transaction. So depending on their age, because the older they are, the less money they have to bring to the transaction. The younger they are, the more money they have to bring to the transaction. Why? Because if they're 65, they have a very long time horizon during which the loan balance is going to be growing. Why is the loan balance going to be growing? Because no payments are expected or required on a reverse mortgage. So it's a negatively amortizing loan, but it's perfect for someone who really wants to embrace a lower cost lifestyle by using a reverse mortgage and being able to tuck away some money from the proceeds of the sale. Any questions?
So I was thinking you could work with, the investment network to buy the house and then Janice to buy their next house.
Exactly.
It's like a simpler scenario than going on the market and waiting for all that and picking up the house and then they're able to buy something.
Yeah, this is a way that they can feel good listing it, knowing that they're going to be okay.
And also keeping in mind that they, through tax portability, they can also take their tax rate from their current home that they may have been in for 40 years and transfer it to whatever the home is. on the other side. So
Great point.
That's the other part of the conversation that can be really stimulating.
Absolutely. You had a question?
You said that you have relationships with a lot of the reverse mortgage banks.
Servicers.
Services.
Yeah.
I have some client friends whose father is in a reverse mortgage now, and they want to potentially sell and buy something, maybe a duplex where they can both live there and they can help care for him. Do you ever take a look at the servicer? Can you do that where you're like, okay, this is how much, this is where you're at? I'm certain they can do it through the company they're with now, but I think it's confusing to them.
Well, most people don't do a new loan through their servicer.
Right.
They would go to someone like me for their new loan. What I will say, and what you've described, and my ears kind of perked up because I get phone calls like this a lot, where a daughter who's 52 will call me and say, my mom is 75, we'd like to get a duplex. I'm gonna live in one of the units. We wanna buy it using a reverse mortgage. And I'm gonna care for my mom and I wanna live in the house for the rest of my life. Well, once something happens to mom, that reverse mortgage is going to need to be resolved. It's going to need to be paid back. So I never like to encourage a younger family member to get involved with their primary residence being under a reverse mortgage on which they are not a co-borrower. I'm sorry?
Okay.
Right. Now, I have a situation right now in Ventura. A gentleman is married to a woman 30 years his junior. They are doing a reverse mortgage to pay off the existing mortgage. And she, as his legal spouse, will have lifetime rights to live in that house, even after he passes away. But a daughter or a son does not have that same privilege. So unless the daughter were old enough to do a to be a co-borrower on the reverse mortgage, I wouldn't recommend, unless she has unlimited or sufficient income to maybe finance out of the reverse mortgage once something happens to her mom.
And her age is 62?
62, but we do have a program where the age is 55. That's for a jumbo proprietary program, but the rates tend to be higher. Like the fixed rate right now on that program is 8.99, just to give you an idea. We do it all day, but I find that it's less appealing than the FHA program, especially if a family is making a move together, because the rates on the FHA program are lower. But under the right set of circumstances, it's a perfectly fine, situation. But I would be very wary with your friend having her mom buy a house using a reverse, because when something happens to her mom, she will have to either sell the home or be able to refinance and get out of that reverse mortgage. And if she doesn't have the income now, what are the chances that she'll have the income to do it 5-10 years from now?
But if she's 62 and is a co-borrower, then she could stay in that situation.
Indefinitely. A mom in
That rate is higher.
well, if she's 62, that would qualify for the FHA program. So she would be fine. And
55 is the higher.
the 55 is the one that has the higher interest rate. But it's really, it's a great situation for the right set of circumstances. I mean, when I do refi reverse mortgages for people who are like, you know what, I don't have enough money for retirement, or my husband has Parkinson's and needs care in the house, I need to tap into the home equity. There's usually a pain point for someone like that who's coming to me to do just a traditional refinance. I'm not making as much money as I was hoping. I don't have enough money put away. We need care in the house. The house has deferred maintenance. This is our biggest investment. We have to keep it nice so that in the future we have something to sell. So those are, the usual triggers for someone to come to me. But, you know, if you come across anyone like that, that's also a good fit. But my thinking is always with talking to realtors to think about enticing someone to think about their lives differently with a reverse mortgage. Any other questions?
So you're like, kind of like a consultant and mortgage broker for reverse?
I work directly for Mutual of Omaha, so I'm a direct lender.
Okay.
But I have been in the industry for such a long time that I have a lot of experience with the servicers, and because we're the largest lender in the country, if we call a servicer, they answer the phone. Whereas Joe's House of Reverse Mortgages, yeah, they do 3 reverses a year. No servicer's picking up the phone for them. And I also wanted to say, you know, with regard to the scenario that you described, reverse mortgages, payments can be made on reverse mortgages. People think of it, yes, it is a negatively amortizing loan. But if a younger member of the family is living in the house, has the income, wants to prevent the loan balance from growing, that person can make payments on the reverse mortgage. But again, it's tricky because still when mom passes away, it's going to need to be settled.
So the payments come out of the sale of the house, and whatever's left over is then given to the family.
Exactly.
If the younger folks living in the house or the family wanted to make payments, is it a number? Is it a specific number, or could it be?
It could be whatever number they choose.
Okay.
I had a phone call this morning from a woman who lives in the house with her mother who did a reverse mortgage several years ago. And she doesn't like that she's watching her inheritance slip away. And my response to her was, look, your mom did this because she needed money. Now she's living in the home rent free. But I said, if you're able, my best suggestion to you would be make payments on the reverse mortgage in any amount. Oh no, that's not really a possibility. Okay.
Then you don't get to live there.
Right, then it's.
I have to say that, you know, it really seems to be a door knock in these neighborhoods where it's a lot of people, 70, 75, 80.
With my
plus,
color hair, yeah.
You know, who are not looking nearly as good as you are. And you know, they're not able to maintain their homes.
Right.
They're crumbling around them.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't want to sell because they're worried about capital gains taxes. And the kids don't want to sell because they're worried about capital gains taxes. But you know what they're not doing? They're not helping their parents take care of this home.
Right.
So it's like here they are living at the end of their life in relative, you know, poverty.
Yes.
Frankly.
Yes.
You know, with ceilings falling down around them. I mean, you all know it's frightening what you see people living in.
Yeah.
And they're sitting on $1 million plus of equity. There's not $2 million of equity.
Yeah.
But they don't, you know, they don't want to access it because they're worried about capital gains. And reverse mortgages are a great option for them. Just a spectacular option.
I did a reverse mortgage for a lady on North Beverly Drive in Beverly Hills. The house appraised for $8 million. And she bought the house for $200,000 in 1970. I mean, you talk about
one. Taxes. You made $8 million, pay the taxes, and live in some sort of luxury.
Yeah, but she decided to stay. I've told my husband one of us is going to have to take one for the team. You know, a lot of people have that conversation with their spouse. You know, how are you feeling today? Okay. But yeah, I mean, if you've owned your house, or if you know these older people have owned their house for a really long time, and they don't want to, if the long-term capital gains taxes are going to be just crazy amounts of money, then, and if they want to stay there, and if they can access the second floor, which, you know, there are a lot of factors that go into making that decision, but you can use a reverse mortgage to get the house into safe condition. You know, seeing people with water stains, active leaks in their ceilings, that's a fire hazard. People say to me, what do you mean that's a fire hazard? It's water. Water puts out fire. I'm like, no, water will fry your electricity and could trigger a fire. They're like, oh, I didn't even know that. Well, it's very dangerous. So yeah, it's something to think about.
So they pull money out, they pull equity out.
Yeah.
Too, with the reverse. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm doing one right now in Highland Park. The house is truly a disaster. And they have already spent about $4,000, only $4,000 to get the house into FHA condition, because we have to deal with FHA condition guidelines. And then once that reverse mortgage closes, they'll have 6 months and the money to pay for it to get a new roof, to get everything else done that they need to get done in order for the house to truly be safe, because it's really not safe now. And they need money to pay for care as well. So, thank you.
All right, thank you.
My pleasure. Enjoy the Portos. It's on the reception.
Thank you. All right, thanks you guys. We're all set. Thank you guys for coming. Glad you were able to show up.